Honey, I'm home. Hi, I'm Sangeeta and welcome to my channel. Today I'll be showing you how to make the best instant Christmas plum cake. If you haven't soaked the dry fruits yet, this recipe is for you. In this video, I'll be showing you how to soak, soften, and bring flavor to your dry fruits, how to make the yummiest Christmas plum cake, and a super quick and easy icing recipe. Give this recipe a try this Christmas and I promise you'll love it. Now let's get started. Let's take a look at the dry fruits we will be using. I have over here prunes, currants, raisins, almonds, some tutti frutti. Not a lot of it, just a little. You can skip adding it if you don't like. Some candied cherries, and some cranberries and cashew nuts. In a pot, let's drop in the currants and raisins. We don't need to chop these up, so these go in as a whole. I've taken a handful of almonds, cranberries and cashews. Roughly chop these up into big chunks. Toss these into the pot as well. Drop in the tutti frutti as well, that doesn't need chopping. Now let's chop the prunes and candied cherries. I love adding prunes in my plum cake. You too should try adding it. It brings such wonderful chewiness in the cake and tastes absolutely wonderful. Also, I'll be adding candied orange peel and ginger. I made it at home. You can make these in no time. Wash the orange peels thoroughly and also wash the ginger slices along with the skin. Boil these thrice in hot water after discarding the water each time. This will help soften and remove any bitterness left in the peels and the ginger slices. Once done, add 3 tablespoons of sugar and 5 tablespoons of water. Let the sugar melt. Add your chopped and cooked orange and ginger peels and coat until all of the sugar sticks to it. Dry this on a baking paper and crumble when at room temperature. Do not add the peels into the mixture that you are going to boil. We will be adding it later directly into the cake batter. You can add any dry fruits you like. I even love adding dates to this. Let's weigh in the dry fruits. I have over here 1200 grams of dry fruits. I'll be using only half of this quantity to make the cake this time and store the rest for next. So if you're planning on making just one batch, then use only 600 grams of dry fruits. I'll be soaking these in rum and apple juice. I do not like soaking these solely in rum. It'll be overpowering. If you wish not to use rum, you can also boil this in a mixture of orange and apple juice. I'll be pouring in 350 ml of rum. I'll be using more of it, but later. Let's measure in 250 ml of apple juice now. Use a bigger pot, it will be less messy and easier to stir. Let's mix the fruits. You can see that more than half of the pot is filled with liquid. Once we have mixed it, we will be turning on the flame. You are going to cook this on medium low for 20 minutes. Cover the pot with a lid. After 20 minutes, give this a stir. Make sure you use a heavy bottom pan. You do not want to burn the dry fruits. You can see that there is enough liquid left. Press the dry fruits and place the lid back on and cook it for another 25 minutes. After 25 minutes, now you can see that the water has evaporated. Let's pour in 250 ml of rum and 450 ml of apple juice. But I won't be adding all of the apple juice at once, my pot would overflow. If your pot is big enough, pour all of it in and cook for 40 minutes with the lid on. Now I'll show you once it's all done. Make sure to scrape the bottom of the pot every 15 to 20 minutes in order to avoid the dry fruit sticking in the bottom of the pan. So that's done. I've transferred the dry fruits into a wide-necked vessel. We are going to cool this thoroughly. Now you can use this once it cools, or you can make these a day or two ahead and let the dry fruits absorb the flavor. I suggest you leave it in a cool dry place for at least 24 hours before use, but it would taste just as good if you used it once cold. It totally depends on how much time you have in your hand. Now let's make the batter. Let's start by making the spiced sugar powder. Drop in 180 grams of brown sugar. Do not use white sugar. This will help you get a rich, dark color and caramel flavor in your cake. Now drop in half an inch of cinnamon and a small piece of nutmeg. Drop in 2 cloves followed by 2 green cardamom. That's it. Now blend this into a fine powder and keep it aside. I've taken half of the cooled soaked dry fruit into another bowl. I'll save the rest in the fridge to use later. Toss in 2.5 heaped tablespoons of all-purpose flour into it. I've measured out 360 grams of flour to add into the batter. You're going to scoop 2.5 tablespoons from it. Coat the fruits well. This ensures that your fruits doesn't sink and settle in the bottom. That's done. Let's start with the batter. In a large mixing bowl, toss in 200 grams of salted butter. If you're using unsalted butter, then add 1 teaspoon of salt into the butter. Make sure the butter is at room temperature. Now drop in the spiced sugar powder into it. Cream the mixture. The sugar and butter is now creamy and airy, as you can see. Now add 4 eggs, one at a time, and beat it thoroughly. Make sure that your eggs are at room temperature. If you're new to this channel, hi and welcome. Do not forget to like, share and subscribe to my channel. You can also follow me on my Instagram page at HoneyAmHome. I'll leave the link to it in the description box. You can send me photos and reviews or shoot a question. Also press the bell icon so that you can get notification every single time I post something new. The mixture may look curdled, but that's okay. Now pour in 180 grams of treacle into the batter. There is no substitute. It's easy to make this at home. I'll be posting the recipe to this in a day. You can find a pop-up on your top right corner. I'll also have the link to the treacle recipe posted in the comment section as well. Beat the treacle into the mixture. Now add 2 tablespoons of cocoa powder followed by the all-purpose flour. Toss in only half of it at once. Now use a spatula and fold it in. Do not use the beater. Now let's pour in 1/4 cup of rum into the batter. I splashed a little extra, but that's okay. I'll adjust the apple juice. Add in the same quantity of apple juice. If you don't want to use rum, use apple juice to loosen the batter. Gently fold this in. Now toss in rest of the flour and fold it in. Be gentle. Do not overwork the batter. Now drop in 1 teaspoon of baking powder and fold it in. You can see how thick and luscious the batter is. It is important not to have a loose batter because then all of your dry fruits would settle down at the bottom. Consistency is an important factor. Now let's toss in the dry fruits. Fold that in. You can add a tablespoon or more of rum or apple juice if you find your batter to be too thick. This is how your batter should look. I had to add 2 tablespoons of extra rum into the batter to get this consistency. So adjust accordingly. I forgot to add the candied orange and ginger peel. I'll be tossing 1 tablespoon of it now. Do not use more of it though. I have prepped a 9-inch bread tin with baking paper. I have also prepped an 8-inch tin as well. You can make these in any mold you like. It could be a circle or a square tin. Do not overfill the batter. The cake bakes faster in a circle or a square tin. This will take slightly longer. Bake in a preheated oven at 150 degrees Celsius for 40 to 50 minutes. Again, if your cake is baked in a circle or square, it will take lesser time to bake. The cake comes off easily. I had a slight mishap with this one, as you can see. Cool this completely in the tin itself. Cover it with a kitchen cloth and let it come to room temperature. You can see how beautiful the crumb looks. You can also see how well dispersed the dry fruits are. It's not sunken. This is why you should make sure that the batter is of right consistency. This one weighed 1195 grams and the smaller one weighed 1127 grams. Now let's make the hard icing. Drop in 1 cup of icing sugar and add 5 tablespoons of apple juice to start with. Gradually add more liquid if needed. You can drizzle the cake or coat it. I made a lot more icing sugar to make a thick coat on one of the cake. It's up to you as to how much you'd like on your cake. Once it's of a pourable consistency, you're done. Drizzle this on your cooled cake and let it harden. It will take a few minutes. If you're coating the cake, then make sure for the layers to completely dry before pouring a new layer. I used 3 layers for the other cake. That's it. This brings us to the end of the video. I like slicing these up and covering it up with baking paper and tying it with a ribbon while giving it as a gift to my neighbors. They look so pretty that way. Now let's take a look at how it looks on the inside. so dense yet so soft and moist. These taste really, really good. You ought to try it to believe it. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. Until next time.